In this video, we are going to show how to add a new other fuel supply point to an account in GHGI Analytics. The section Other Fuel Supply Point is used for a variety of fuels purchased by the organisation. It covers a number of options, both for stationary combustion and for transport. Some companies that have a fleet of vans or lorries have a diesel tank on site. The Other Fuel Supply Point section is used to record this. Other examples of where to use this section includes heating oil or LPG for forklift trucks or cooking, etc. It should also be used for recording fuel bought using a fuel purchase card like All-Star or Key Fuels. In this video, we're going to set up a fuel point for heating oil. The first thing to do is to get a copy of an invoice relating to the fuel type that you want to add. After logging in, you get to the central console. In the navigation bar, we select Applications and in the drop-down, select Analytics. This takes us to the dashboard page where we select Setup in the navigation bar and in the drop-down, select Add Other Fuel Supply Points. You're not limited to setting up just one supply point at a time. The drop-down allows you to select up to 100. However, we're just going to set up one supply point. So we select one from the drop-down and click the button Add Fuel Supply Points. This brings up an Add Fuel Supply Point form. Next, we look at a fuel invoice. Your invoice will probably look different to this, but as well as the supplier name, it will contain the two pieces of information we require. I have anonymized this bill. This invoice demonstrates one of the issues that you may face. First, we need the fuel type. The description tells us that it is furnace flame, but this is a brand name and not a fuel type. Furnace flame is in fact fuel oil. If you come across a brand name like this, you will either have to call your supplier or Google the name to find out what the fuel type actually is. Secondly, we need the units, which are in litres. Once this information has been collected, we can proceed. The fields with red descriptions are required fields. They must be fully completed. First, you need the fuel supply point reference. This is a required field and must be decided beforehand. I'm going to use heating oil tank 1. Next, we select the fuel type, fuel oil, and the units, litres in this case. Common site name is a required field. Your company may have several sites and you will probably want to see the emissions for each one. This must be chosen in advance and used for all energy sources on that site, not just this fuel type. Site code is also a required field and again must be decided beforehand. If you have multiple sites or locations, you must use a different code for each site or location. It too is used for all emission sources on a particular site. Precise location refers to the location of the tank in this case. It helps staff members to identify the tank in question, in this case, behind block 1. Applies to area is a field that, if required, enables you to link the supply point to a specific part of the site, department or business unit. I'm going to say block 1. Site address, Big Lane, Derby, and the postcode DE999ZZ are used for reporting purposes to make the report clearer if there are multiple sites. Next, the supplier name drop-down. Select the supplier that provided the invoice, in this case Watson. Ignore the next two fields and click the Add Fuel Supply Point button. This takes you to the completed form, but don't worry if you've made a mistake. You can correct it using the Edit form, which you access from the Setup drop-down.